The budget battle in Indian River County continues. Sheriff Eric Flowers now asking the county commission to give his office more than $5 million in excess funds returned to the county. The sheriff is currently suing the county for not meeting his original budget increase request. CBS 12 News reporter Jack Wu spoke with commissioners and the sheriff. Jack?
This seems like it could be the end of the budget battle, or at least at the end is in sight. The sheriff tells me that this idea started off as a joke at a Halloween party, but ended up with over $5 million in excess funds returned to the county by constitutional officers. The commission tells me that just giving the sheriff's office this money is not as easy as it sounds. A budget battle may narrowly avoid the courtroom. Indian River County Sheriff Eric Flowers now suggesting the county commission give over $5 million in excess funds back to his department. This would almost fully satisfy Flowers' initial request of $12.2 million.
I love home rule. I want our folks locally to make good decisions. And so this is a no-brainer decision for me, in my opinion, that gives the county commission the ability to fund us at the level that we need to be funded without raising taxes, without hitting any other projects. And it really is just a great solution, in my opinion.
The money comes from excess funds from the sheriff's office and other departments, including the tax collector's office, the clerk of court, and the home appraiser's office. The funding comes in the middle of Flowers' lawsuit against the county for not funding his original request, an appeal he's willing to withdraw if commissioners can come to a compromise.
I have no desire to sue them. I have no desire to go to the governor and ask for, my budget. I want it to be handled locally.
The commission has previously said funding the sheriff's full request would financially strain other departments. They also point to an over $22 million increase over the past 4 years. Commissioner Darrell Lohr says while this resolution seems like a win-win situation, the figures don't add up.
It's overrepresented in that only about 2.5 million of that 5 million return goes back to the general revenue. So that is misleading, a characteristic of what is included in that letter.
Lohr also tells me that propping up the sheriff's budget to over $90 million sets a bad precedent. This topic is expected to be discussed at the next county commissioner meeting on November 18th. Reporting live in Indian River County, I'm Jack Wu, CBS 12 News.
Actually, it kind of started as a joke. This past Friday was Halloween. Our property appraiser, Wesley Davis, had asked all the constitutionals to come to his office to do a pumpkin carving judging contest. And so as we all do, we get together and do things together. And our tax collector, Carol Jean, was talking about returning money to the county. And when that meeting's coming up, she was talking about her return. And she said, I have half of mine to make the check out to you and tell the county I want that money to go to you. And so that got me thinking, well, how much are you returning? How much are you returning? Because we had 1.4 million of excess fees that we were going to turn back into the county. And so when we added it all up, it was over $5 million, which is nearly what we need for our budget shortfall. And so it was a no-brainer approach that we could offer this solution to the county to say, hey, here's an opportunity for us to settle this. No more attorney's fees, no more governor involved. I never wanted to sue them. I never wanted to appeal to the governor. I love home rule. I want our folks locally to make good decisions. And so this is a no-brainer decision for me, in my opinion, that gives the county commission the ability to fund us at the level that we need to be funded without raising taxes, without hitting any other projects. And it really is just a great solution, in my opinion.
And so if the commissioners did come to that agreement, giving all of that money that was left over and using and allocating it to the sheriff's office, you would drop the appeal to the state. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I have no desire to sue them. I have no desire to go to the governor and ask for, my budget. I want it to be handled locally. I've wanted it to be handled locally from the beginning. My budget was submitted in May. That was the time for negotiations. That was the time to try and accomplish this. And we're at a point now where it didn't work out. We're in a terrible place. We need to be serving the citizens. We all work for the citizens. They don't care where the tax money comes from. They've already paid this $5 million. This is an opportunity to take money that's already been brought in, applied to our budget, and get us to where we need to be. And so for me, it's an easy solution. I think it's an easy vote for them, but who knows? We'll see when we get there, hopefully later this month.
Now, this has been a long process. You were just saying you submitted your budget in May, and we really have been dealing with this battle between you and the commissioners.
Yeah.
I want to say since August, if not not July?
July, really July. So we're almost in January. That's when we start our budgeting process here at the Sheriff's Office. Between January and May, we set our budget for the next year. May 1st is when my budget is due. Between May and July is when we have our negotiations, and then in July they hold their public budget hearings. And that's usually when things are decided. And usually by the end of July, we know what's going to happen in October, and we're pretty much done. So it really ramps up in July, like you said, August. Here we are in October, still talking about it.
And so, have there been any conversations between you and any of the commissioners at all? If so, what have those conversations looked like, whether it was about this specific using of excess funds, or generally speaking, after that budget was finally set?
So there haven't been any conversations with commissioners yet. It's something that I plan to do, have those conversations in the coming week. But I will tell you that the county administrator has asked for a meeting with me. He has said in an email that, there's some discrepancies about what that money looks like. And really at this point, I'm at a point of, hey, I've provided you with a solution. I'm giving you an opportunity. This is an olive branch. I don't want to sue you. I don't want to be involved in this. Let's just take this opportunity to end all this. And I'm hoping that they're willing to do that.
Now, you also mentioned that this kind of came up as a joke during a Halloween party.
Yeah.
When you were speaking with other county officials who somewhat helped you find this excess money, do they seem to have your support or really be backing you in order to kind of allocate all this money together?
Yeah, so we had a meeting yesterday. I have a regular meeting with the other constitutional officers. I explained to them that this was my intention, and they all basically have said, I'm returning this money. It's not, that we're all fiscally conservative. The fact that I'm asking for more money, but I'm still returning to the county $1.4 million this year shows that, hey, we're fiscally conservative. We're not trying to just spend. The fact that all of us constitutionals together have saved over $5 million from last year's budget is an awesome thing. And so to be able to take that money as a solution, I think it's a no-brainer for everybody. It's a win. It's a massive win.
And so this is supposed to be talked about on the
18th.
November 18th
Yes,
meeting.
sir. I'm asking for them to place that on the agenda. Yes,
but
sir.
That hasn't been set just yet.
No, they set the agenda next week sometime. So we'll see if it makes the agenda. I have no idea if they'll put it on there or not. We'll see. It's not about ego. It's not about. It's about serving the citizens. That's what this ultimately comes down to. That's all what we should be focused on. This past week during the county commission meeting, that's one of the things that Commissioner Adams mentioned during there. We got to get back to the business of serving the citizens, and this is an opportunity. This is a solution where we can all get back to work and forget about the nonsense and just do what we were elected to do.